It's possible that I didn't get much out of watching Bodies due to the fact that I doubt I'm the movie's target demographic, but I still enjoyed watching it. I wouldn't go so far as to say that it's worth rewatching, at least for me, or that I'd like to own a copy, but if it was randomly airing on TV, I'd watch it for a bit before moving on to something better. From the start, I thought that Bodies relied too much on tropes. What I mean is that it's clear that the plain Jane-looking character is most likely going to be the heroine, or at the very least the main character in one way or another. I noticed that largely because of the difference between the main character and the people that were around her. Her girlfriend's friends had larger-than-life personalities, were more outgoing, and it was clear to me that they were purposely trying to over-deliver whenever they were on screen or delivering lines. From someone's point of view, my comments could be seen as me indirectly saying that the actors in this movie were over the top, but that wouldn't be entirely wrong. Even when some of the actors overacted and at times came off as over the top, that all fit in Bodies because of the kind of movie that it is. I'm sure that every horror movie would like to be the next cult classic or the horror movie of its generation, but the truth is that a decent number of those that get released are the one and done kind. Some say that the best movies are the ones that don't age themselves and that are timeless, but with Bodies, I kind of feel as if that's a double-edged sword. What I mean is that it's clear that in 10 years or so, people that this movie was made for will be nostalgic for it. It's mainly because of the funny Gen Z dialogue that's featured in it, but I'm sure that there are other parts of Bodies that stand out to other people. What really stood out to me was how funny this movie was. It's not strange to go into a horror movie and end up laughing, but I took it more as a comedy than as a horror movie. Besides the funny Gen Z dialogue, I enjoyed the forced attempts to be as inclusive as possible by arguing against ableist language or just poking fun at the idea that at this point in time just about everyone has their own podcast. Some other lines that stood out to me was one of the characters mentioning their creative nonfiction memoirs because that's something that I've been doing for nearly 3 years now, bringing up SVU and general economic talk that you'd hear from upper middle class people. That general feeling is in the movie, but I don't recall if there was a specific moment where being upper middle class was mentioned. Though I did find a lot of Bodies dialogue funny, at times some of it felt forced. It's kind of like when a comedian finds one good joke that works on multiple different audiences, but the more they rely on it, the less funny it is. For the first 40 minutes or so, this dialogue was fresh and funny to me, but after a while it felt more like copying from the most used Gen Z terms or just present-day language that's frequently used, such as labeling others as narcissists or gaslighting someone else. The dialogue in this movie helped make it stand out as something more than just another horror movie, but it should have known when to ease back a bit. You could say that this is a great compliment to make, but I took Bodies as a movie that's similar to I Know What You Did Last Summer or Scream. What I mean is that back then, those were the modern teen horror movies. I don't think that Bodies will eventually be as revered as Scream is, but for a certain group of people, it just might. Honestly, besides what I've already brought up, there wasn't much else about Bodies that left me wanting to write home about. There were plenty of cool shots showcasing the house, it's a well-paced movie, and the ending left me thinking about what really happened throughout it, but as I said before, this isn't the kind of movie that I'll be rewatching on a regular basis such as Evil Dead or one of the many Scream sequels. Still, chances are that I feel the way that I do because I just wasn't the target audience for this movie. It's a fun watch and it was a good way to spend a short amount of time at the movies, but I don't consider Bodies a must-watch. If you enjoyed this content, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you very much for watching.